Are you resisting life changes and transitions? Are you feeling worried and powerless about how to deal with all the uncertainty? Then keep watching, because in this video, I'm going to share 5 different ways that you can cope with life changes and transitions, because you deserve to feel peaceful and more empowered the next time you go through a life change and transition. Hi, it's Marta Keller, and welcome to Marta's Message, a channel devoted to empowerment, leadership, and impact. Before I get started, you may have noticed I've referred to both changes and transitions, and that's because there is a difference. Change deals with the external, while transitions deal with the internal. Change is the situational context, while a transition is the psychological context in response to change. With that in mind, let's dive into the 5 different ways to cope with life changes and transitions. Accept change is inevitable. Change is the foundation of your entire existence. Most of the time, you won't even notice the incredible amount of change going on at any given moment. When you also reflect on the amount of people that are resisting change, this is also contributing to the lack of awareness about it. Not being conscious of change doesn't stop it from happening. Change is going to happen whether you want it or not. The sooner that you accept that change is inevitable and adopt it as your guiding principle, the sooner you'll feel less stressed and more empowered. Shift your orientation to change. Most people struggle with change because change brings with it uncertainty, loss, and a feeling of powerlessness. The result is people become resistant to change and see themselves as victims of change. This orientation to change assumes that change is a bad thing, making it even more difficult to go through. The reality is, change is neither good nor is it bad. Change is simply a natural and constant part of life. If you're going to make any assumptions about change, because I know we're human and sometimes we just make assumptions, then do shift your orientation to change and assume that change is a good thing. Although it's true that change brings with it loss and uncertainty, change also brings with it many wonderful gains, new opportunities, lessons to learn, harvests to make. By shifting your orientation, you leave victimhood behind and take back your power. Prepare yourself. Preparing yourself for life changes and transitions is one of the best coping strategies. Not only does it help you to feel more empowered, it actually adds some certainty to all the uncertainty. Preparing yourself for life changes and transitions works whether it's expected or unexpected. If it's unexpected, this just means you have less time to prepare, but once you know, you can start preparing immediately. For example, you can draw on the guidance from past experiences, even if the past experience is different from the one that you're experiencing today. For informational resources, there's tons of books, podcasts, and blogs that you can read. And for those of you who love those in-person experiences, there's a ton of seminars, workshops, and professional services available to help you prepare. Reach out for support. Even if you prepare yourself, sometimes you need ongoing support to help you navigate through life changes and transitions. Allow me to let you in on a little secret. It's a sign of great courage and strength to reach out for support, and it's beneficial whether it's expected or unexpected. Seeking support doesn't mean you have to reach out for a therapist, although in the cases where it's a really difficult and painful life change and transition, they can actually be really helpful. In many cases, reaching out for support means finding at least one person, just one, that you trust, that you feel safe with, and that you can connect in a deeply vulnerable manner. Being with another human being who is compassionate, understanding, and can lovingly hold space for you to be heard is often what most people need. Choose a friendly universe. Consider this quote from Albert Einstein. The most important decision we make is whether we believe we live in a friendly or hostile universe. If you choose to resist life changes and transitions, assume that they're bad and that you're a powerless victim, then you are going to be living in a hostile universe. You're going to find evidence of it everywhere, hostility all around you. However, if you choose to be open to life changes and transitions, assume that they're a good thing, and empower yourself to effectively navigate through them, then you're choosing to believe in a friendly universe. And similarly, you're going to find evidence of friendliness everywhere, everywhere. It's your choice which principle you live by. Which one do you choose? So now that you have 5 ways that you can cope with life changes and transitions, I'd love to hear from you. I'm wondering, what life change or transition are you going through? And which of these coping strategies are you going to implement first? Did you like this video? If so, like it, share it with someone who could use some coping strategies, and do subscribe to be notified every time new videos are released. Thank you so much for watching, and always remember, you matter, you are enough, and you have the power to make a positive impact on yourself, on others, and on this world. I'll see you next time on Marta's Message.